Welcome back, students. Let us continue with our chapter 1, chemical reactions and equations. Next type of reactions which we are going to study are oxidation and reduction reactions. First one is oxidation. It is a process in which gain of oxygen takes place or loss of hydrogen takes place. So oxidation reaction is the reaction in which either oxygen is gained or hydrogen is lost. Let us consider the example. When magnesium is burned in presence of oxygen, magnesium oxide is formed. That is 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Here magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide because it is gaining oxygen and getting converted into MgO. Next is when copper reacts with oxygen, that is when copper is heated in presence of oxygen, copper oxide is formed. Here copper is oxidized to copper oxide, that is Cu is getting oxidized to CuO. It is gaining oxygen. So this reaction is oxidation reaction. Next is reduction. It is a process in which loss of oxygen takes place or gain of hydrogen takes place. So reduction reaction is the reaction in which either oxygen is lost or hydrogen is gained. For example, when copper oxide is heated in presence of hydrogen, copper is liberated. Along with this, water is also released. Here you can see that copper oxide is losing oxygen and copper is obtained. So copper oxide is reduced to form copper. So this reaction is known as reduction reaction. Same way, when zinc oxide is heated in presence of carbon, zinc is liberated and carbon dioxide gas is released. So here you can see that zinc oxide is losing oxygen and it is getting reduced to zinc. So it is a reduction reaction. Next is redox reaction. Redox reaction is a combination of reduction and oxidation reaction. So redox reactions are the reactions in which reduction as well as oxidation takes place together. Let us consider the first reaction. When copper oxide reacts with hydrogen, copper and water is formed. Here you can see that CuO plus H2 gives Cu plus H2O. Here CuO, that is copper oxide, is getting reduced to copper. Copper oxide is losing oxygen and it is getting converted into copper. So it is reduction reaction. But at the same time, in the same reaction, you can see that hydrogen H2 is gaining that oxygen which is lost by copper oxide and water is formed. So here H2 is gaining oxygen and H2O is formed. So the reaction is oxidation reaction. So here you can see that in one reaction both the reactions are taking place, that is reduction also and oxidation also. So this type of reaction is called redox reaction. In the next example, iron oxide is reacting with hydrogen and iron and water are formed. Here you can see that iron oxide Fe3O4 is getting converted into Fe by losing the oxygen. So in this reaction oxygen is lost, so this reaction is reduction reaction. But at the same time, in the same reaction, you can see that H2, that is hydrogen, is gaining oxygen and getting converted into water. So since it is gaining oxygen, this reaction is oxidation reaction. So in this reaction also oxidation as well as reduction is taking place. So this reaction is another example of redox reaction. Now let us revise the types of reactions we studied. Oxidation reaction. The reaction that involves the gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen is called oxidation reaction. Next is reduction reaction. The reaction that shows the loss of oxygen or gain of hydrogen is called reduction reaction. Redox reactions, they are the chemical reactions which shows both oxidation as well as reduction reaction. Now another thing is precipitation. The formation of insoluble compound is called precipitate in a reaction. It is not a type of reaction, but in many reactions you will be seeing the precipitates of the compound. So it is known as precipitation reaction. Let us see the reaction in which precipitates are formed. Precipitates result when two soluble compounds mix and an insoluble compound is formed. Let us consider the reaction. When silver nitrate reacts with sodium chloride, silver chloride and sodium nitrate are formed. Here you can see that this is the example of double displacement reaction. And in this reaction, sodium nitrate, that is NaNO3, is soluble. It will get dissolved in water, but this silver chloride, that is AgCl, is insoluble and it will be obtained in the form of precipitate. So this reaction is a precipitation reaction. Here you can clearly see the insoluble precipitates formed in a test tube during any chemical reaction. Now let us see the effect of oxidation reaction in our daily life. First one is corrosion. It is a process in which metal reacts with substances like moisture and gases present in the atmosphere to form surface compounds. For example, iron reacts with oxygen in presence of moisture and form rust, which is known as rusting of iron. Silver turns black due to formation of silver sulfide, and copper turns green due to formation of copper carbonate. Copper is generally brown in color. When it is oxidized, it turns black, and when its carbonate is formed, it turns green. So this way, due to reaction, the color of the substance also changes. This diagram shows the effect of corrosion, that is rusting of iron. Corrosion of iron is a serious problem. Every year an enormous amount of money is spent to replace the damaged iron. In order to prevent iron from corrosion, it is coated with zinc, which is known as galvanized iron. And another way to prevent iron from getting corroded is it is painted with paint so that its surface does not come in contact with oxygen, moisture, etc., and it can be prevented from rusting. Next effect of oxidation reaction in our daily life is rancidity. Rancidity is the development of unpleasant smell in fats and oils, which are often accompanied by change in their structure and appearance. So, what is rancidity? It is a process in which food materials get spoiled. When it comes in contact with oxygen, it leads to change in taste and smell of the food materials. For example, butter gets spoiled due to oxidation at room temperature. If kept for a longer time, it becomes sour in taste and gives a foul smell. The product formed on oxidation of food is rancid, and this process is known as rancidity. In order to prevent this oxidation, that is, in order to prevent food items from getting rancid, antioxidants are added to the food which are containing fats and oils. Keeping foods in airtight containers also helps to slow down oxidation. Chips manufacturers usually flush bags of chips with a gas such as nitrogen to prevent the chips from getting oxidized. So with this, we come to the end of our chapter.